Hello everybody and welcome back to the Alabama Crimson Tide Dynasty mode. We are continuing year number 10 as we move forward with our, again, pretty grueling out-of-conference schedule up against Southern Miss. It's the rematch of the national championship game from last season, which we, of course, won against the Southern Miss Golden Eagles. But the Southern Miss Golden Eagles, as we talked about in that video, have been one of the more prolific programs in this entire Dynasty mode since we've been running it. They've just been winning and winning and winning, and they don't know how to stop doing it. But, funnily enough, they have picked up a loss already, dropping them to 15th in the country. They lost a 9-13 game to the Air Force to start off their season. It was a road game, so, I mean, hey, that's a tough game to schedule if you have Natty aspirations. Air Force around this time with the triple option in these games is just unbeatable. I mean, they are just really, really tough, man. Just go look at our Northwestern Dynasty. Every single year it's Air Force, but either way. So Southern Miss picked up a loss already, which is rare for them, very rare. They're typically in the top 2 or 3 every single year, but, that's going to change this year, especially if they lose today against us. But it will be difficult because our roster is very different in a lot of places, and Southern Miss is not. The only position player who is different from last year is their quarterback. So they have a brand new starting quarterback. Their quarterback from the championship game, Zachary McCall, has graduated or, was cut or something. He's graduated, I believe. But so now they have a brand new quarterback and a brand new looking team here. And so it'll be, they have the same team. We have a brand new team. So we'll see who can fare, I guess, in this battle of rosters. And Southern Miss always has a pretty formidable one. So it'll be interesting to see nonetheless. But we already have things going on. Already have action going on as Stanford Matthews is able to find an open receiver down the seam here towards the middle of the field for a first down. They're going to get us in the red zone, but fast forward to 3rd and 6. Matthews feels the pressure immediately and is going to flush out of the pocket and try and run for it. And remember, Matthews does have a little bit of a scrambling trait here, so he can run. We should expect him to run a little bit. But we can't get the first down with the legs. So on 4th and 2, we're going to bring out Dane Dennis, who's going to try and nail this one through for us, and he does. So we're going to take a 3-0 lead over Southern Miss early here in the game, and now the Eagles are going to have a chance to try and answer us back here. So we got to flip over and see here. But they're bringing new quarterback Mario Fitzpatrick. Waste no time getting a completion here down the sideline. I'm trying to see exactly to Wade Chester, another familiar face here, had over 800 yards and 9 touchdowns last year. So we need to expect big things from him, and we should also be expecting big things from Brandon Bonner, who just got the call here. The junior who had over 1,300 yards and is now second all-time in Southern Miss in single-season touchdowns. He had 17 last year, but he can't pick up the first down for Southern Miss, so they're going to rely on their special teams to try and tie the game up, and they do. So at 3 apiece, this game is now tied, and hopefully we can see how things transpire on the other side of the ball here. So 1st and 10 after the kickoff here, and Matthews straps back to pass, and he finds a defender on Southern Miss, and it's a pick 6 immediately. So tough break. tough break to say the least. That's only Matthews' second interception of the year. He's done a good job protecting the football so far through the first 3 games of the year, but that pick 6 is going to give Southern Miss the lead here heading into the second quarter. So fast forward to a 3rd and inches. Southern Miss trying to do something with the football. Fitzpatrick drops back here and finds one across the middle, and now with a beautiful spin move out into open space. Doesn't have the speed to get there. I'm trying to see exactly who it was, because it wasn't their tight end, and it was not their fullback either. So someone got a huge completion for Southern Miss, and now inside the red zone on a 3rd and 5, and Bonner, shot out of a cannon, gets up the middle here and gets the first down and gets brought down at about the 5 or 4 yard line of Alabama. And see, that's exactly from Bonner what you need to be worried about, because the dude definitely has that kind of speed here. And so now Fitzpatrick's going to try and keep it himself for a QB sneak, and that's going to go absolutely nowhere as he runs into a brick wall that is our defensive line. And the Southern Miss O-line couldn't get enough separation. So fast forward to a 4th and goal. Coach is going to keep him on the field. And now I believe that is their fullback officially. Omari Middleton, who gets into the end zone. He had 9 touchdowns last year, so big year for the fullback position at Southern Miss, and he gets himself a touchdown here in this game. I don't think he has one this year, so. But fast forward to a 3rd and 6 now. We're down 17-3. Got to get back into this game. Matthews, kind of a hopping pass, and that ball's batted around. It was to Andrew Solomon, and he got his hands on it, but couldn't haul it in, and that ball got batted around and is picked off. And now Stanford Matthews, you see, is 4 for 6 on the game. Those 2 incompletions are picks, so what an interesting stat line. And now that is his 3rd pick on the year. And now Bonner getting to the outside edge, and he cannot get to the sticks, as that was a brilliant play from our defense, from Joel Davis, the right outside linebacker, to stop Southern Miss on 3rd downs. On 4th and 2, Southern Miss going to kill some time off the clock here before taking this kicking attempt, this field goal attempt, and the kick is up, and it is good. That one just barely sneaks through, and so Southern Miss is going to take a 17-point lead over us in our own house with just a minute left in the first half. Got to get some sort of momentum here if we can. Just under a minute. Matthews back to pass here. Dumps this one off quickly here out towards the sideline. It's caught, and now up the field. It's going to be David Hines, who's going to get up the sideline here for a nice pickup just outside of the red zone. That's going to be 1st and 10 for Bama once again. 40 seconds now on the clock, ticking away. Matthews in the backfield looking for the snap, letting a lot of time burn off of that clock, and Matthews takes the snap. Pressure's coming off the edge, avoids it, and down the middle of the field, and that pass is going to be caught in the end zone for a Bama touchdown. And we finally answer back after a bit of a slow start here through the first couple quarters of the game. And we're going to see exactly who managed to get the touchdown here. I believe, yeah, it looks like it was our man. If I can find it here, good Lord, Darius Van. I'm struggling looking through the roster sheet today. I don't know why. It's been such a problem for me. But Hines is able to get it, and on the ensuing kickoff, Southern Miss is going to fumble it. So now we get a nice little turnover boost from Southern Miss as they're going to hand us over the football. And now with 25 seconds, we have a chance to at least get 3 more points on the board. Already taken a couple shots at the end zone, and now on 3rd and 10, pressure's on to Matthews. We couldn't quite exactly get the coverage there. It looks like he was getting followed by the lineman, but just couldn't set up the block. And Matthews, I don't know if he was just putting full trust that would happen or not. I have no idea. But he takes the sack, and now that's going to put us in a position here for Dave Dennis to try and knock home another field goal, and he does. So now we're back within 1 possession of Southern Miss as the first half is going to come to a close off of a huge Darius Van touchdown. Who hasn't done a whole lot so far in it this year, but he's got himself a touchdown in this one. So good to see. And now in a second and very, very long situation, Matthews, presumably after a couple sacks here, Matthews, just an arm punt basically, and his terrible game continues to get worse as he now has 4 interceptions on the year. He came in with an 8-1 touchdown INT split, and now he's at a 9-4. So kind of a disaster game here. This is the kind of one that'll kind of derail your season a bit unless you can manage it. But that is all that would happen in the 3rd quarter is the arm punt, I guess. So we're going to move right on into the 4th quarter, potentially a nail-biter. And so on 3rd and 12 here, Fitzpatrick back to pass, and he finds a receiver across the middle, and that pass is going to be completed. And that one looked like Leslie Lambert, the tight end, who has been an absolute monster for Southern Miss. I'm not sure if that was. No, that was an 85. I don't know who that was. I don't know who these people are. But Bonner now completely wide open in the middle of the field. I don't know how you're leaving the middle of the field that wide open when Southern Miss has a running back that's capable of doing those kinds of things. But Southern Miss just continues to make, or rather we continue to make those mistakes on defense. So now it's going to be 1st and 10 right at about the 20-yard line. Fitzpatrick taking a high snap and throws one, takes a shot towards the end zone, and that one was just an absolute lob and a prayer from Fitzpatrick. And Neil Goodwin, the free safety, is going to come down with it and get the interception for our defense. So huge bailout on defense after almost buckling there. They managed to not break, just bend a little bit. And now Matthews wants a home run ball, and it's going to be Andrew Solomon inside the 10-yard line, and he's going to haul this one in. And we haven't seen a lot of Solomon in this game, man. We've really been kind of looking for him, and we finally get him in this game. He, in general, hasn't had a very remarkable start to the year. He's already got 5 touchdowns, but yardage-wise, he hasn't even cracked 300 yet. So it's been a very weird season for Andrew Solomon and how he's being used in this offense with the OC. So on 2nd and goal here, we're going to hand off to Nichols, and Nichols is dragging people with him, and he's going to get into the end zone and pick up his 5th touchdown of the year. already looking to be on maybe Dimitri Gleeman type pace. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure, but he's having a good start to the year, and I like having these smaller, kind of quicker backs. I feel like they just do better in the sim for some reason. But Nichols gets a touchdown here, and that's going to tie our game up at 20 apiece. And now we are back on offense as Southern Miss is unable to do anything with their offense here in the second half. Matthews fires one off, and now breaking away from the pressure, and it's a foot race that it looks like we might be able to win if maybe we can get a block. Barker gets a block, and he's going to get into the end zone for a touchdown. An amazing play, and that is all about yards after catch, baby. That's all that stat is good for, is plays like this, as Barker's able to make the catch here and just kind of evade the pressure. It wasn't even really any contact or any kind of contention here. He just kind of turned directions and just went for it. Picked up, I don't even know if it was necessarily a block, but had a receiver in tow with him to help out. It was Hines who was able to help out and get some coverage there. So we take a 7-point lead over Southern Miss. Now Fitzpatrick, desperation setting on under 2 minutes. Under pressure, hit as he throws, and that pass is intercepted. Was that a one-armed grab? Did you guys see that? Was that a one-armed grab? There's no way. There's no way. Was that a one-armed grab? I didn't see that when I edited it. That's Joshua Bowen, the top DB here on the roster. We're going to get another look at this. I think that might have been a one-armed grab. We got to look at this again. Hold on. Let me see this. Oh, man. Come on. Please show it to me. Please show it to us. We need to see it here. Good job getting the pressure on the quarterback. That was a one-arm grab. Oh, my God. Did you guys see? I've never seen that animation in this game. That was absurd. Put that on SportsCenter Top 10, please. 27-20, the score. We're going to continue. Now Robbie Tanner's getting involved, and Robbie Tanner can't get into the end zone. That was one of his longest rushes of his career, and he can't quite get into the end zone, but he's going to get brought down at least like the 1-yard line. And now Southern Miss trying to blow timeouts here to just keep the game manageable, but on 2nd and inches, trying to get into the end zone here. Matthews drops back to pass. Pressure's on, and he finds an open receiver in the back of the end zone. It might have been the tight end, Broderick Black. I think it might have been him. It's Broderick Black. Gets himself a touchdown in this one as well. That is going to be his 2nd touchdown of the year. And now 34-20 is the score, and another interception as Fitzpatrick's game just continues to spiral out of control. A complete implosion for the Southern Miss Eagles as they really look to be in control for the first half of this game, and then things have just completely exploded for this team. And that was Stephen Latimer, the backup strong safety. He came in and put pressure on the quarterback for the 2nd interception, and then he gets himself the 3rd. So he was everywhere in this last little 4th quarter, and we were going to hang on to beat Southern Miss. We win the rematch, and I think I said in the national title game that I wouldn't schedule Southern Miss again, and now that's going to hold firm. That's going to hold firm. I will not play the Eagles again. There's nothing left to prove against Southern Miss. We've done it, and we've just about torpedoed their season completely. That might even be unranked for the first time like ever in the series, but they'll probably hang on and be like 23rd or 24th after this week, but we'll probably see them again at some point. If they continue their pace that they're on, we will for sure see them at some point later on in the series, maybe in another national title game, who knows, but we still have several more seasons left to do this, so we probably will see the Eagles. That's safe to assume. So, but looking over the statistical breakdown of the game, things are pretty similar here. It's really just the turnover battle, just when they happen, not exactly having more than the other, it's just when they happen. So both quarterbacks had pretty bad games in terms of protecting the football, but ours were towards kind of the beginning half of the game, and then theirs were towards the back half when it kind of really mattered that they were scoring points. They were just throwing interceptions, so does not help them out at all. And so that's going to take us into our next game, which is the following week against Arkansas in Fayetteville. They're undefeated, ranked 11th. We're undefeated, ranked number 1. We've seen this type of matchup before, man. We cannot get tripped up. Arkansas's got a lot of top 10 ranks across the board. So hope to see you guys in Fayetteville when we are against the Razorbacks, man. Potentially playing for our season right here. So hope to see you guys there.